Welcome back to the podcast, Mostly Superheroes, here on a Tuesday morning, January 28th, and the countdown is on to another event, one that we've talked about on the podcast before. It's been a year already. Time is going by too fast, but the good news about that is Cycle Showcase St. Louis 2025 is here, back at the City Foundry for the third time, and a great time to be at the City Foundry. We love doing events down there. Randy Noldge, also sound engineer at the pageant for 20 years plus. Welcome back, Randy.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Big thunderous applause for you.
Hey,
man, good to see you. I have seen you recently, like out in the game. I was at a show at Del Mar Hall, and I saw Better Lovers. Again, they were fantastic, and then I ran into you at Pinup Bowl for just a minute. I don't remember what show was at the pageant that night. I'm sure you don't either.
I don't remember who was there last night.
You did write into our show for our Best of 2024 episode, and you told us about AWOL Nation just killing it.
I mean, I know they've been on the radar for quite a while now. They've been, playing around and whatever, and I guess I kind of forgot about them. I was never a huge fan before. I was like casual fan. Well, yeah, nice song, right, nice hit, whatever, blah blah blah. They came back and they killed it. I was like, right on, guys. It's good to see.
Still, you still got it.
You still got it. You're still out there slugging around and put on good music and actually playing your instruments. That's another topic for another show. But that was a good time. I think I ran into you right after that or somewhere around there, and I was probably still riding that little high from that show. So
hell yeah, man, that's awesome. What we had you in about a year ago. I need to have you in more often than that, just to help with talk about shows that you see.
Sure,
we can help promote some shows because we're at the pageant. We go
right,
like we love it. So good to have you back in and Cycle Showcase, this amazing event that you've been doing for over a decade at this point. Has danced around town at amazing venues. And you have a new one. You're back again, coming back for the third time to City Foundry, St. Louis. We love City Foundry. We do events with Alamo Drafthouse over there, City Winery, St. Louis. We've made friends with Great Rivers Greenway in there, as well as Big Shark. There's just a lot of good businesses, and you're going to be right inside. Help us out. Let's just get those dates for people. Cycle Showcase. It's the same weekend as the Super Bowl.
Every year.
Yes. So February 8th and 9th?
February 8th and 9th this year. You can look up the Super Bowl in 2 or 3 years, know when that is, and thereby know when Cycle Showcase is.
Yes.
That's kind of how, given our history with the NFL here in St. Louis, it's a pretty safe weekend for me to not have anything competing major in town.
Yes,
with what's going on,
and you've set it up to where people can do both. That's what I really like.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you can do both because the Super Bowl doesn't start till like around 4 or 5 on Sunday. Your event is Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's February 8th.
Yep.
So all day, 11 to 7, awesome. And Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And you mentioned to me you're going to be pretty much right there in the food court area, indoors at the City Foundry. Is that right?
That's right. We've done it a few times at. This will be the third time at the City Foundry. We've done it twice before there, and each of those times we'd taken up empty retail space that they had available that they had not leased out yet, being a new property that they are. Now this year, 2025, we're into all the property has been leased up, but they do have this fantastic event space built right into the food court, right off the main drag, right there in the heart of it. And it's run by Butler's Pantry, a local catering company that does stuff all over. But they're the landowners or the rentees or what have you of the event space there. It's called 18 Rails, and it's going to be amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been scoping out that 18 Rails when I'm in there after a City Winery show. It's like right next to Steve's Meltdown.
Yep.
They're friends of ours. And
I just saw Steve the other day. Was over there getting my grill on.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a team up because we have a UM. Steve comes in. We could like get ready for like their big Urge show. Every year we could do a little something with that.
Right.
But focusing on motorcycles, it was really fun to have you in last year. I listened to that episode. Like that's a great episode from 2024. Randy came on for the first time. We call that the fire hydrant episode where we just we had our day with everything, your background, your backstory, all that good stuff. So I want to focus on the show this year.
Okay.
And I know that you bring motorcycles from all over. I went to the event with Carrie last year at shout out Moto Museum, a fantastic place.
Amazing place.
But I know that City Foundry, you just talk about scale, size, bikes coming in. Why don't you've been talking about the show and the countdown's on. What are you looking forward to? Last time you were talking, you were like, I'm ready to sleep after this thing. I know that's it. But we're right in the excitement now.
Yeah.
What are you excited about this year? What can people look forward to?
Honestly, and this sounds redundant, I'm excited about this venue. I'm excited about going back to the Foundry and experiencing and sharing this collection of great motorcycles and artists and craftspeople with people that maybe were not motorcycle people. Now, I love being at the Moto Museum, but it was not in a casual, walkable location.
Yeah.
You know, if you didn't know that the cycle showcase was going on, you weren't just going to wander by and say, hey, let's see what this is about. So to be able to go back to the City Foundry and to have that much casual traffic, we'll call it, and people just wandering by and curiosity seekers. And I'd sit by last time I was there at the Foundry, I'd sit 50 feet, 40 feet away from the door and just watch people come in and watch they'd take a few steps in. Once they got in the door, they kind of realized what was going on. Their eyes would light up and their jaws would drop and they'd start looking around, and you could see, especially in little kids, the excitement and the enthusiasm in their eyes. That was fantastic. And that's something that always stuck with me. I said, if I ever get back to the Foundry, then that'll be a good day.
I love that. And there's been plenty of car shows and other types of shows that I have just stumbled into. I'm not an enthusiast. I'm just kind of like a fan of art.
Sure.
And, I might just be in the neck of the woods. Well, what are people gazing at? It's the Cycle Showcase will exhibit 40 plus historical, significant, handcrafted, timeless works of two-wheeled art. Museums and private collections from across the country will come together to display a range of motorcycles with an emphasis on the beauty in both the design and engineering of motor-driven transportation. Let's just talk about, how do people go? You sell tickets to the event, right? You can get tickets, and then you mentioned the public passerbys as well.
Well, I don't do Ticketmaster or anything like that, as they don't need the fees. If you're gonna come.
Yeah, you're always like at the door. You're
just
fine.
right at the door.
I love that. Yeah. You can just show up and come.
Yeah, it's $12.50 at the door with the card, and I think $10 cash or something like that. Cheaper than a Happy Meal.
And you help out kids, I think. Like you do like a kids deal or something. Or is
if you're under 16, if you don't have a driver's license yet, come on in for free.
Yeah, and I mean,
come with an adult, but that's and kids under 16 and free with an adult, and yeah.
And we talked before the show. You cool if we do a giveaway?
Absolutely.
We do like a 4-pack.
Let's do more than that.
We can do 2 4-packs.
Like,
maybe 3 even.
I'm down with that.
We'll just see how many. Like,
let me see what I got. Let me see what I got in my pocket.
If you want to go and you're hearing this, you're like, whoa, these guys are talking about giving away tickets. We are.
Yes.
You can go to the Cycle Showcase for free. We would love to help send some people there. Either way, tell your friends. We sent some folks last year. We were there last year. But picturing it at this big, you're right. Moto Museum was good. It was a circle track. This is going to be that open format. What special bikes are you excited to talk about that you can tease out?
Oh Lordy,
because there's been stuff in the past like a Mad Max bike and did I just hit the nerve?
We'll call that a teaser.
Okay, great.
Just keep that in your pocket.
And Mad Max, when we talked about it last year, Mad Max was hot as ever. Furiosa is out right now. They're not done, so that's a teaser.
Yep.
What else can you tease? You get little teasers?
Okay. So the event space at the Foundry is a little bit smaller than I had last year, and I went to the Foundry folks and I said, hey, I'm struggling to fit as many bikes as I could, or as many artists or craftspeople as I could in years past. Is there any other space available? And they said, well, we have a tunnel. I said, huh? There's a tunnel. Of course, that's intriguing at City Foundry anyway. What's a tunnel there look like?
I've been there a lot, and I do not know about this.
Nobody does, except for the maintenance staff, I believe. They took me down underground into this tunnel that runs the whole length of City Foundry, or the food court area. It's 220 feet long, It's about 20 feet wide and about 8 foot tall.
Oh my gosh.
It's all concrete and pipes, and it looks like the City Foundry. It's really industrial. And that's turned into, well, I think maybe one of our favorite parts. We're going to fill it full of artists and craftspeople, and we're calling it the underground or the tunnel or the
people can go down there,
the rabbit hole.
So this isn't just a staging area.
The City Foundry said, we love having Cycle Showcase here. Let's see what we can do and see if we can get an occupancy permit down here. They went to the city. They jumped through all the hoops, did the exit signs, the doors, all the stuff.
Whoa!
And they built it out and said, all right, let's do this and let's see what we can do down here. So
you've just pushed the selling point for the event over the
edge.
Oh,
you just wait. We got more coming.
Keep going. You're hot. Keep
all right. I got bikes coming from the East Coast, far west as Montana, Texas, Florida, all over the country. I've got everything from a fully restored 1974 Yamaha dirt bike, one of the first dirt bikes, to the king of the crop of Sturgis custom motorcycles, Harley Davidsons, everything in between, Japanese, European, Norton race bikes, just running through the line in my head. It's a lot of custom stuff, really neat custom stuff.
Awesome.
Any kind of 2-wheel and 3-wheel, a couple of 3-wheel things that'll be there. And some oddities that just make you scratch your head and wonder what this guy was thinking.
Yeah, get your phones out. And get your cameras out, because that's what I found myself videoing and taking pictures. The art is just unbelievable on the bikes themselves.
Sure.
And then you had like fun collaborations, I know, at previous events with like people in town. You bringing in some friends again?
Yeah, there's a number of local guys that they gear up for this, and this is I don't know. It's a great, for local guys, it's a great promotional thing. But I think the support of the local guys that I have here is phenomenal, and it seems what they really appreciate what we're trying to do here in St. Louis and build Cycle Showcase into something that the whole. We've got people traveling from many states away. I've got messages from people in Kansas and people in Ohio that they're coming. So it's starting to get to that point where it's a destination. I'm not saying it's like Sturgis or a Bike Week or anything, but
if you're a fan of those,
the word's getting out that this is a worthy event, and local guys are really embracing this and really doing some really cool stuff to bring to the show. So,
congratulations, man! As a fellow producer and trying to put out on like great experiences and events, even just talking about it 1 year later, like I'm blown away. I love the scale of all of it all. And you talked about people coming in town. You have a relationship with the Angad Arts Hotel.
Yes,
and so people can get a rate.
Yes, and that rate is good for another 3 days.
Yeah, so by the time this comes out, maybe 2 days.
Maybe 2 days. Yeah, if you go to my Instagram page
now.
Yes, if you go to my Instagram page, cycle.showcase.
Yeah.
Right there in the bio is the link that'll take you to the Angad Hotel's special Cycle Showcase room rate for the weekend. Come on in.
Cycle Showcase. STL.com is your website. Cycle Showcase on Instagram. Man, that hotel's so great. I've been to some great events there.
That's a really neat and inspirational hotel. I mean, we just walk around, it doesn't feel anything like any other Holiday Inn you've ever been in.
Yeah, we'll pop over there for a cocktail. Sure. We'll just do the rooftop bar.
Rooftop. You can see the arch.
Oh, it's a beautiful view from that side.
Right.
Hey squad, Logan here from Mostly Superheroes, wanting to talk to you today about some real life heroes. Team Jakey, headquartered here in St. Louis, Missouri. They're turning the tragedy of losing their beloved Jake Zeller into life-changing action. Not just by making a difference, but by saving lives. Team Jakey supports both the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and Provident Behavioral Health here in St. Louis. Join us at their annual Gentleman Jake Memorial Cornhole Tournament. It's more than just a game. It's a community coming together to lift each other up with some of the world's best prizes. If you're feeling down or know someone who is, Team Jakey's here with a message of hope. Reach out by calling 988. You can also visit www.afsp.org or text TALK to 741-741. You're not alone, and there's always a way forward. Someone's waiting for your call or text message. Search for Team Jakey on Facebook and learn more at www.mostlysuperheroes.com/give. Every bit helps, and together, we can make a difference. When I'm looking to catch the latest flick or indulge in a film classic, there's no place like the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema at the City Foundry, St. Louis, Missouri. It's where cinema and comfort collide, with plush seats, state-of-the-art visuals, and a menu that's a blockbuster in its own right. For you movie buffs that can't get enough, check out the Alamo Season Pass. For just $19.99 a month, you can watch as many movies as you want, up to one per day. It's the ultimate ticket for those who live and breathe movies. That's not all. The Alamo Drafthouse is more than just movies. It's an experience, with events that celebrate film culture, trivia nights that test your movie knowledge, and a bar that's a tribute to cinematic absurdity. It's the ultimate hangout for anyone who loves a good story. You can also book the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema for your private events, birthdays, celebration, corporate events, or even staple events like our Screen and Social. So whether you're a diehard cinephile or just in for a good time, join me and the crew at 3765 Foundry Way in St. Louis, Missouri. Dive into their showtimes and events at www.drafthouse.com. And don't forget to tell them Mostly Superheroes sent you, because every movie night should be legendary. Hey squad, Logan here. You know what keeps our adventures fueled? The incredible brews from Four Hands Brewing Company. They've been our go-to craft brewery since 2012. Our studio fridge is always stocked with their finest, from Citywide Light to Incarnation to Divided Sky to Chocolate Milk Stout, along with the latest seasonal and small batch releases. Whether you're downtown, Kirkwood, the district in Chesterfield, or passing through St. Louis Lambert Airport, Four Hands has you covered. Grab a cold Citywide. They're a philanthropic brew created to give back to the St. Louis community. Since its launch in 2016, Citywide has raised over $300,000 for local nonprofits. For every case sold, $1 is donated to carefully selected charities. If you're in the mood for something different, check out Four Hands Extended Family 1220 Spirits and Withered Oak. They've got cocktails, seltzers, and non-alcoholic options to quench any thirst. And a special deal for you Mostly Superheroes fans. Mention Mostly Superheroes or the password MOSTLY to your bartender at any Four Hands location and you get your second beer free. Must be 21 years of age to redeem. Again, go to any Four Hands location, mention Mostly Superheroes, password MOSTLY, and get your second beer on us and Four Hands. Limited time promotion. Get it while supplies last. Visit them in person or head over to fourhandsbrewery.com. Follow them at Four Hands Brewing Co. on Instagram and social media. Cheers to great beers and even better times with Four Hands Brewing Company. Okay, and then like any puppies?
Well, I won't do it. I won't do it without the puppies.
I remember the puppies.
Yes. This year,
Smooches.
Smooches for Pooches. We have a puppy kissing booth, which I started doing a number of years ago, just because I love dogs and who doesn't?
Yeah.
And it really sets the tone for the venue when you walk in and if you were a bit intimidated by motorcycles or something of the motor culture or something like that, if you're not immersed in that, or if you're alien to it, but you still want to check out the cool stuff and you're a bit intimidated, you walk in and you see some 300-pound guy in leather smooching on a puppy. It takes away all the you're in another world now. It's a level playing field now. Everybody.
I don't think you even had to sell that. You can just, Smooches for Pooches is a great name. It is it's in the name.
Right. Dirk's Fund is a large breed rescue, labs and big furry fluffy dogs. Also the Great Pyrenees Rescue here in St. Louis.
Nice.
Both of those rescues are going to join us that weekend and bring puppies that you could kiss on and rub on and hug on and maybe throw $1 in a bucket or something.
You're so right. People walk by and someone's like, maybe not a motorcycle fan, and they're like, "Oh, it's motorcycle show," and you go, "But we have puppies." You're done.
Right.
That's awesome, man. That's so great. I love the collaborations. Yeah. I know we'll get to your sponsors. We'll kind of save them for last. Did you do anything fun with Alamo Drafthouse?
That's the little That's a little
I'm
teaser.
asking the right question.
That was the little teaser. Yes.
And if
Yes.
hey, I don't know if you remember from last year. I don't like spoilers.
Yeah.
So if you want to leave a tease,
No, we're
or is there anything people should know?
We've just put it into overdrive, and here we go.
Okay.
Let's talk about it now for the first time.
Okay, breaking news.
Breaking news.
Thank you. This is big.
And this we really came into this late, and shame on me for not putting the pieces of this puzzle together. But these pieces started coming together, and now it's like an avalanche.
Okay.
So, a gentleman here in town named Will Thomas, a filmmaker, is also a motorcycle rider. I approached Alamo Drafthouse and said, hey, this was a couple months ago, and I said, hey, I'm doing the cycle showcase here at the Foundry again, and maybe we could just show biker movies that weekend or something like that. And so we go through the whole chain of emails. Yeah, we'll see if we can do something together and put something together. They got really excited about it, and this is now, I think, it's going to be an annual thing. We're doing a film festival, motorcycle film festival at Alamo Drafthouse Cycle Showcase weekend.
Oh, wow.
Will Thomas, like I said, the gentleman here in town who's made a couple of movies, documentaries, 50 weight, I'm blanking out right now, Sugar and Spade. He's connected. He's doing film openings in Portugal and Italy and LA and New York, but he's from St. Louis. And all of his St. Louis folks are like, when do we get to see this stuff, in the big grand scale? Well, here we go.
You can see it.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So,
Cycle Showcase weekend.
Cycle Showcase weekend.
At Alamo Drafthouse.
At Alamo Drafthouse.
And how's it work? You just
Well, all weekend they're showing biker movies.
Okay, so you can go see a movie.
You can go see, we mentioned Mad Max. We're bringing the Mad Max bike back. We're putting it in the lobby.
Oh,
we're going to have Mad Max there.
Yes.
We've got Easy Rider. When you say biker movies, that's the first thing people go, are you showing Easy Rider?
Right.
Well, of course, we're going to show Easy Rider. Even the horrible ending of Easy Rider.
Still going to show it.
Still going to show it. The new movie Bike Riders that came out last year. Yeah, last year. I think it was last year. That movie's they're going to be playing that, and one of the guys that was in that movie actually built a bike that is going to be unveiled in Cycle Showcase this year over at the Foundry.
You're a fan of that movie. You got to come. You got to come see the bike.
You got to come see it. Yeah, and Rick Dozer, the guy that was in the movie and built this bike, is an amazing bike builder, and he's a giant of a man in the motorcycle world. So
that is awesome. Nice collaboration.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking to the movie, like we talk a lot about a lot on the podcast, but movies.
I need to get Will in here and give you the whole spiel.
We'll have you both then. We could just nerd out about the stuff. You guys could help teach me, and we could nerd out with some fans that are big fans of it all, because I'd be learning a little bit, but let's talk about it. We're doing like 10 events at Alamo this year, doing like movie events for mostly the superhero movies and pop culture stuff. So they're awesome over there. They're so fun. It's a beautiful lobby. My favorite way to see the movies, get there early, get the 30-minute pre-show, order your food and drinks at your seat, so there's no waiting in line for concessions. It's just awesome. So congrats on that.
Yeah, well, they're giving us one of the theaters there. We're going to be set up in the lobby. We're going to have our after party there on Saturday night. So after the Cycle Showcase is over, wander over there in the lobby and share cocktails and stories and catch a flick or two or something. And
fantastic. And I know you did the pre-party last year. Are you guys doing a pre-party?
The pre-party we did.
How'd that go? You did it at Delmar Hall.
We did it at Delmar Hall. It was fantastic. We had a little one-man band up there. We unveiled the new Four Hands Brewery Cycle Showcase beer.
The beer,
the light lager.
Right.
We're doing the same thing this year at a different location.
Let's hear it.
This year we're going to the Silver Ballroom.
Excellent.
Morgan Ford.
Yes.
Pinball.
Hell yeah. I've been to some pinball tournaments there.
The best damn jukebox in St. Louis.
Oh.
Maybe anywhere.
What a great dive.
Doc and Shelley that own the place have been dear friends of mine for a long time, and I've tried to do something. I was like, we got to do something.
So Friday, February 7th.
Friday, February 7th is a Meet the Builders pre-party.
You basically added a night to the cycle showcase.
Right. Well, I've got
You got to get amped up. You got to celebrate it.
I got tons of people coming in town from all over the country, and they get in and they're like, "What do we do?"
It's like when you have family and you got to figure out.
What do we do with them? All right, family, we're going to the pinball bar.
You're hosting.
Here we go.
Motorcycle art friends.
We're going to the pinball bar, and we're going to hang out there for the night. They've got a great little chef in there, Tiny Chef. When I say little chef, she's tiny.
Yeah.
And she does amazing culinary stuff, fusion. Of course, Doc's from Australia, so he's got Aussie meat pies.
Mm-hmm.
and it's a great little bar. One of the most comfortable places to hang out, get a bite, have a four hands beer, play a little pinball, and hang out for the night. So that's going to be our little pre-party get together down there on Friday night. Of course, the show opens Saturday at 11 a.m.
Yep,
we're going to start unveilings about 11:30, and I'm going to bust through them quicker this year. I have people last year was like, "It take too long. It took 2 hours." I was like, I had a hell of a lot of bikes.
Yeah. And if you're there for it, you're there for it.
I'm gonna try and bust through those quicker, and opens Saturday 11, it goes 11 to 7, and then, like I said, the after party at Alamo Drafthouse on Saturday night.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we open again at 11, and we go 11 to 4.
Heck yeah, man. It's a big celebration happening the weekend of February 7th through February 9th. And the show is at City Foundry. Cycle Showcase, STL.com, Cycle Showcase on Instagram. And you can do tickets at the door. And we're giving away some tickets as well. So get those at mostlysuperheroes.com/contests. And we'll send you there. We'll get you the tickets and you can go. And then if you're just at the City Foundry that day, you're saying, pop on in. It's time. You went there to shop or see a movie.
Play putt-putt golf.
You're playing putt-putt.
Whatever.
At Putt Shack.
At the Putt Shack.
Yes. Or you're doing some virtual reality.
Right.
There's
so much neat stuff.
There's so much going on.
Right.
There's a million things to do.
Right.
Like that's the real peak of that venue is that there's a million things. There's a little something for everybody. So come out and see it. Anything else that you want to tease out?
I don't know. I was there yesterday and was sitting in the food court and wondering why the mall has failed. Do you remember that when you're a kid and you go to the mall and it's like, that was the great. You get something to eat and then you go do some job, whatever. You just hang out with your buddies, whatever. It's like, man, the mall was great. Where did this go? And why did we let this go? Why did we let it go? And we're like, this food court is awesome. Even more awesome than when we was a kid, because when we were a kid you had I'm gonna throw some
like
dirt.
Esbarro.
Yeah, we had some really mediocre food in some national chain restaurants.
Yeah.
In those food courts, we still ate it. Whatever.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Now we're a little older, a little more refined. Every one of the restaurants at the City Foundry is a local chef. That's brought their culinary skills from all over the world. There's African, Indian, just any food genre, I guess.
Yeah, and it's a nice mix with your bikes from all over.
Everything.
So it's a very worldly event. It's a celebration. The whole thing's a celebration of art and food now, music.
Right.
I know that you do like a production of make everything just looks pristine, and they got like music playing, and it's just a cool vibe. It's a great vibe.
It's a great vibe. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I usually hang out right in the middle and end up taking a lot of pictures in that middle area. It's so nice during the day and at night.
Yeah.
Dude, I am pumped. We will our crew will definitely try to be there again. And it's Super Bowl weekend, but again, you can do both. Sunday it's going to be 11 to 4. So Cycle Showcase St. Louis. We'll see you at the City Foundry on February 8th and 9th. Randy, really appreciate you coming in, man. It's so fun getting to talk to you. Is there anything anything from the pageant we want to shout out? Any shows lately you've seen it besides AWOL Nation that you chat, or anything that you're looking forward to? Maybe we look forward a little bit. You got any bands?
Yes. Hey, Celebration Day, the music of Led Zeppelin.
Scotty loves this show.
Does he?
On the pod, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of my babies too.
Okay. I saw it last year.
Been working with those guys for a number of years, and they just kill it. They bring it, and it's so much fun. And
that's coming up.
That's coming up the end of February. Yes. And if you're a Rush fan, the end of March, right around the end of March, St. Louis Rush Fest, featuring Thunderhead, our local Rush thing that is better than anything I've ever seen on the internet.
Hell yeah.
And I've looked at a few Rush tributes on there, and I don't think anything compares. So we're really proud to have those guys here in St. Louis, and they do. They're anchoring the Midwest Rush Fest that's taking place here that same day.
Yeah,
all that stuff is you can look up the pageant website.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Get all that info. But
I became a fan of Rush during the movie I Love You Man with Paul Rudd.
Yes.
And then tying it back to like a year ago, and it's movies and motorcycle. It's bikes. It's not motorcycles. Our co-host Andy, he has a Peloton.
Okay.
And he had started his Marvel movie rewatch when you were in here. It's been 1 year.
Okay.
And he texted me this morning and was like, I'm wrapping up the rewatch today.
Wow.
It's taken him a whole year.
Wow.
He's watching Deadpool Wolverine, which was the latest movie.
Right.
But he finished. So good job, Andy. Way to go, Andy.
Well done.
So that's
We'll get you some tickets too.
We'll get you some tickets too. Bikes, movies, music, City Foundry. It's all happening. Randy Noldge at the pageant, Cycle Showcase. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me. It's always great.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Mostly Superheroes is proud to be funded in part by our sponsors. Mostly Superheroes is funded in part by paying patrons who receive early, ad-free, and exclusive episodes. Subscribe at mostlysuperheroes.com/support. Thank you for supporting your favorite independent podcast. Mostly Superheroes is an independent podcast owned and operated by Kerrigan Ventures in St. Louis, Missouri. Hosted by Logan Janis, Andy Hunn, and Scott Swearingen. Brand and creative by Carrie Clark Design. Music by Audionautics. Learn more at audionautics.com. Find more at mostlysuperheroes.com.